VGK takes a spicy win in St. Louis for victory number 30, 4-2. The final details coming your way next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, veteran sportscaster, and Chris Golick, VGK season ticket holder, collectibles editor for the Hockey News. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. Coming up ahead, a preview of Friday's matchup in Dallas and your WTF comments. We are brought to you today by Gametime. What time is it, Golick?
Game time.
Game time it is. About those Braden Shen cross-checks on Tomas Hertl, and not a well-officiated game at all. The Blues, I think what they tried to do, they kept trying to bait the Golden Knights and get some sort of a reaction, but VGK stayed the course. Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a ref truther. I have a hard time seeing the bad in any call that gets made in any game, but there's been some questions lately, and I watched the game yesterday. I didn't watch it too closely because I was running a stream at the same time, but I did catch the Hertl cross checks in real time. He gets hit once in the back, just standing there. Fine, whatever. That's going to happen 10 times a game. I got no problem with that. It was a little bit rough, but whatever. Golden Knights do that crap too, so who cares? When he is on the ground with the VGK logo on his ice and takes another one, that's where I would draw the line as an official or as someone watching the game before I get pissed off about it. So I saw a lot of comments otherwise talking about the refs and stuff. So I'll side on the VGK land of side of things, if you will, about the officiating, and brings up questions about the McDavid situation and everything. I've heard some interesting perspectives on the NHL Network, and I'm sure we'll kind of ease our way into all that as the show progresses.
Mark Stone with a big steal as he times a Cam Fowler pass, and he strips the puck and scores the very first goal just 19 seconds into the game. That pretty much was what set the tone. Stone said that the puck hit off of his shin guard, and then he gathers it and he buries it past Joel Hofer. And this is what the VGK wanted. They wanted that fast start. They got it. And then from there, I think it just sort of built momentum for the Golden Knights.
Pardon me. Yeah, so that's just a reminder, whether you're a Vegas Golden Knight, a Henderson Silver Knight, a Tahoe Night Monster, playing in a 10U house league, it doesn't matter. The little things always need to be done. Mark Stone is going to challenge a defender in that circumstances probably 6-7 times a game. If he plays 80 games, that's 400 to 500 times. Mark Stone is going to challenge a defender looking to simply clear the puck like that. Once, maybe twice a season, that's going to happen. But just because the odds are that low, it doesn't mean you don't put pressure on the defender, because you're not going to turn the puck over and get a breakaway goal every time. You might disrupt the breakout. You might create a turnover. 1,000 things might happen, but that right there, complacency. Here we go, Tony. Complacency. Little things like that is how you avoid complacency. Little things like that. And I couldn't listen to the broadcast yesterday, either of them, because I was streaming. Was the word urgency ever used? I was just thinking about that before the game. I feel like urgency is going to be an important statement. It's not a knock or anything like that. Just I feel like urgency is the word right now. And
yeah,
how urgent was a 19-second goal into the game?
Right, exactly. And how important was it to get out to that early advantage and then sustain the lead? And also, we talked about things that VGK needed to clean up. There was a laundry list of those. No last-minute goals for St. Louis last night, so that's a good start. And then VGK breaking a 4-game losing skid. Ilya Samsonov breaks a 3-game personal losing streak himself.
Good game.
You could credit the defense as well. 8 shots on goal for the Blues through the first 2 periods of play. And what VGK did was they kept the Blues offense on the perimeter outside. So a lot of those shots weren't even high danger chances. And VGK, I think, took control through 2 periods of play.
Yeah, no, I mean it was a class win, right? The Golden Knights should be a Stanley Cup contender. They are a Stanley Cup contender. Blues hanging on for maybe a wild card spot when the dust settles. Of course, a lot can happen. When the Blues won the Stanley Cup a few years ago, it was about this time they were in the cellar of the Central and they crawled out and got a decent playoff spot. And Stanley Cup later, life is good. And what's the song they play? Gloria. Gloria's blasting as the banner goes up to the rafters. It's actually really cool to watch. My kid loved watching those videos.
Yeah.
But back to the situation, yes. Golden Knights outclassed the Blues that game, and that's the way the Golden Knights should have looked in the game on Monday night in Vegas. Didn't work out like that. Fine, whatever. Is this a turning point type of moment, or is it just because the Blues were a lesser opponent? Golden Knights are going to find out tonight against the Dallas Stars. We'll see what Golden Knights team shows up in a tired situation against a much better team.
7th consecutive game for the Vegas Golden Knights with a power play goal. And for VGK, again, it was Pavel Dorofeev on top of the power play unit there last night. His 9th power play goal. Jack Eichel's 47th assist in that game. 18th power play assist. These numbers are crazy for the Eichster, man. And the top line, they took matters last night into their own hands. I think that was a key. We've talked about, again, the importance of that top line playing well. Well, they stepped it up last night to break this losing streak.
I thought was a fair question yesterday. Could the Golden Knights have won yesterday's game if they didn't get scoring from Hurdle and Dorofeev, who scored goals yesterday? Hurdle got the empty netter at the end, and Dorofeev
offside. He was offside.
No. So the way the offsides rule works, you can skate backwards as long as you are in possession of the puck. Your legs can cross the blue line first. Tony, come on. But yeah, it was nice to see that, and of course, Mark Stone getting it done. And then the middle goal, was it Barbashev? Who got the middle goal in that game? Oh, Olofsson, his power play goal, or not power play goal, but that wrist shot, just
right after the power play expired.
right after it expired. But what a deadly shot! If you watch the replay of that shot, it went in a spot where, I mean, I can't act like I'm a goalie here. I'll leave that to other people. But a goalie, they got the big pancake on and everything. But there's still hard to kind of bend yourself and all that. I'm trying to think of a word here.
Yeah.
And it buzzes right by his head, right in this gap right here. That's just such a hard place for a goalie to protect against a shot. And it's not that Olofsson just closed his eyes and took a shot. He put that puck right there. He knew exactly where that puck was going to go before it got to his stick. And it's a goal scorer's goal. It is a goal scorer's goal.
Less than 4 minutes remaining, and Rob Thomas had a goal. It made it a 3-2 Golden Knights advantage. Kept VGK feeling unwell. That's a Matchbox 20 song for you there, brother. That reference. And then
I do the same thing when I'm opening my sports cards. Whenever I pull Rob Thomas, I just say Matchbox 20, and everyone kind of, but yeah.
Yeah, get the chuckle. Get that chuckle out of the way because it's not funny from this point forward, except for WTF. But Jim Montgomery last night pulls the goalie, right, with about 6+ minutes to go. And it actually does pay off, and they were able to put some pressure on VGK.
I was talking about this actually on my show last night. I got a lot of Blues fans that are in my streams and everything. And I was at no, it wasn't Golden Knights. It was a Chicago Blackhawks St. Louis Blues game. It was probably in 2007, 2006, something like that. Blues were struggling. Blackhawks were at the turning point. Patrick Kane, Taves were on the team. Things were starting to get better, but it was before all the cups and everything. And there was like 8 or 9 minutes left. I think it was a 3-goal game. And the Blues coach pulls the goalie with call at least 7 minutes or greater left in the third period. And we're all in the crowd like, what the heck is going on? Patrick Kane at the time was slumping. Patrick Kane takes a 90-second shift intentionally so he can give himself a chance to get the empty netter so he can get back on the score sheet. And sure enough, it happened. And so, yeah, that just kind of brought back memories of when you just said they pulled the goalie early. So, listen, I mean, I don't know what the right number is. I feel like somewhere between 2 and 4 minutes is the right number, circumstances pending, of course. You said it was 6 minutes last night?
It was over 6 minutes, yeah. It was over 6.
I didn't know it was that much.
I was kind of surprised.
Watching kind of out of the corner of my eye, but yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then VGK, so Brett Howden misses the game due to illness. He's listed as week to week. No, day to day, sorry. Briso was brought up, did not play a major role in the game because they didn't give him a lot of minutes, and that
No.
fourth line was just
No.
I don't even know what that is.
No.
And then Carlson out now listed as week to week. We'll see him after the Four Nations, if that.
I think if it's right after the Four Nations, that's a blessing. I think your best case scenario for Carlson is somewhere around March the 1st, and maybe longer. Again, we're talking something now that we have clarity here. We're talking an injury that existed during the playoffs last season. We're talking an injury that lasted all summer. We're talking an injury that forced him to miss time early in this season.
We know what that is.
Well, it's his groin. Yeah, it's his groin.
Yeah,
It's got to be the groin. Got to be.
Of course.
I mean, maybe it's not. I can't imagine it's not. But if we'll assume it is. Now we're talking an injury that all of a sudden maintenance day to week. Maintenance day is all of a sudden becoming a dirty word around these parts.
Maintenance day to day. That's
maintenance
what we do.
day to day. Maintenance week to week. Maintenance week to week.
It's crazy, right?
But you have to wonder, and again, John Strickland can tell us how to heal going through surgery if he wants.
Right, but I'm wondering if Howden's going to be out more than like just an illness day.
Yeah, no, who knows? I mean, geez, that could be terrible too.
They said he could be in the lineup tonight, so we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. Where I'm ultimately going here is, will Carlson need some type of surgery? And I think the answer might be yes. I mean, I don't know why he didn't have it in the offseason, but that's
last night was Carlson's 15th game without a goal.
Same thing on the ice or off the ice, Tony. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how this all shakes out. And one quick note here: we said, and again, I'll take my victory lap in WTF, but point being is Brisson gets a chance to see what he's done and everything, and.
He won a puck battle. He won one puck battle.
He won a puck battle, great. But Coach Cassidy opted to make it a 3-line game. The second I saw the lines come out, Brisson 8 minutes and 47 seconds, 1 hit, no shots, nothing on the stat sheet, just irrelevant in the outcome of the game. Same as Alex Holtz. Alex Holtz at least had 3 hits in the game, I guess, and Lazinski 2 for 5 in the faceoff circle. That's the stat line. So fourth line was irrelevant. I don't see the Golden Knights competing against the Dallas Stars with a 3-line team, but we'll see.
Yeah, and Hanifin last night, plus minus was a 0, so he remains at plus 19 in wins, minus 19 in losses.
Hanifin, number 7 overall on the hockey stat card. I don't know what to make of that. That's very, very strange.
Was Briso on the bottom? I think I saw somewhere.
Brendan Brisson on the bottom. Alex Holtz, shocker. Tanner Lazinski, bottom 3.
Bottom
Cole
3.
Sar Pearson, Haig, Whitecloud, Theodore, bottom half.
Okay. Coming up next, the Golden Knights with a quick turnaround. It's a back-to-back as they skate in Dallas tonight. Our preview next right here on Locked On Golden Knights. I really do love going to live events, whether it's sports, music, theater, or comedy. One of my favorite memories was attending concerts this past year and going over to the Sphere for the very first time. The energy, the excitement, absolutely unforgettable. Now, Gametime has made it even easier to get tickets for your favorite events with a new feature called Gametime Picks. That's right. The feature will filter out all the fluff, and it shows you only the incredible deals on great seats so that you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And of course, you could check it out. There's a lot of upcoming shows. I saw yesterday on Gametime, there was a special for Kenny Chesney's show. So best place to get tickets for Kenny Chesney's residency at the Sphere is right there on Gametime. And the super deal was particularly impressive, and it offered some great seats at unbeatable prices, plus the app's all-in pricing. I like that so much, and it shows the total cost up front, so there are no surprise fees at the very end. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app today, create an account, use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL. Again, you'll receive $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account. Use the redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it, Golic?
Gametime.
Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Jumpity today, this guy. We appreciate you tuning in. Thanks you so much. Got the grinds going there. Again, don't forget Saturday sometimes the Chris times Chris Golick show. That's a YouTube exclusive. It's so exclusive that you can't even find it there these days. Very, very.
Mirage.
It is Mirage. And of course, today is WTF Day and hashtag Fanboy Friday. So VGK travels to Dallas after last night's win and will be skating against the Stars 4:30 p.m. Vegas time today. And you know how much I like these early starts.
Heck
These
yeah,
are great.
heck yeah.
The Stars have not played since Tuesday night. They fell to Carolina at home. The final was 2-1. Dallas is currently in third place in the Central. Wyatt Johnson is on fire right now, a 5-game point streak. Guess what? Johnston.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, Johnston.
Yeah, I was dragging local media for saying his name wrong last year. I was mad during the playoffs last year.
Okay.
They kept saying his name wrong.
Well, how old is this guy? Did he turn 21 yet? Remember, we
I don't know
had
if he
a
can
big
drive.
controversy about his age, and I don't know. But I think he's 21 now. In any event, he's definitely coming back to his form of a season ago. 37 points this season, 65 points for Johnston a season ago. And things kind of get caught up there for me. Sometimes the jersey does come out. So I'll just shorten people's names like Tyler, like that.
Like you're doing hockey nicknames. You're shortening their names. Johnsty.
I think I called him Ikes today. Jack
Eichel. What would his nickname be? His first name is Wyatt. They call him Watts, maybe? I don't know.
I don't
Watts,
know.
There you go.
Why? I don't know. Whatever.
You either put an S or an I at the end of like his first or last name.
So Tyler Seguin is out still, but they have not placed him on LTIR, even though he's out for the remainder of the season.
There's
so that's
all
kind of
sorts of reasons for that, but yeah.
Of course, trickery. Matt Duchene, 45 points. Jason Robertson, I got you there. Robertson with 42 points.
Looking a little deeper, youngster Logan Stankoven, 6 and 17, 23. Hiskinen, I feel like 22 points is a down season for Hiskinen on defense. Heisks. Maverick Bork, another young up-and-coming player, 12 points as well. And then they got Matt Dumba back there still. Wow. I don't know if he heard he only played 28 games. I forgot they made a deal for Dumba.
I think he's back. Yeah, I think he's back. He's playing right now.
Ottinger, I would assume with the long rest, especially 20.
Team USA. We could talk about Team USA finally, bro.
There you go.
He could be number one.
Team Canada goalie's not looking very good as of late.
No,
Montefiore had a real bad game against Detroit last night, by the way.
Yeah.
Ottinger 23, 11 and 1, 226, 914. So Golden Knights are going to get an elite goaltender tonight, but the Golden Knights have also had Ottinger's numbers the last playoff series, both goalies, all three goalies, I guess you can say, played pretty well. But generally speaking, the Golden Knights have been able to solve Ottinger. You talked about the recent run. Stars come in third place, I believe.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, so you covered all that. Big thing for me this game, Stars are waiting. Stars are rested. Golden Knights are coming in. And again, your typical spot, Golden Knights are going to come out, probably have a strong first period. Hopefully they can establish a lead. Multiple goal lead would be amazing. It's got to hold at that point. Dallas will get stronger, especially with the long layoff. Golden Knights will get weaker. That's just what happens in a back-to-back. So it's not going to be a game where the Golden Knights are going to outclass their opponents. If Howden comes back, that will change all of the lines. I'd presume Brissan's the one that actually would come out if Howden does come back into today's game. We'll see how that plays out. But big thing for me is if the lines are the same, will Coach Cassidy change the lines, A, or B? The more likely scenario is the lines won't change, but will Cassidy roll 4 lines in this game? Because you got to roll 4 lines. You got to have production.
Yeah, DeBoer's going to be coming in waves, right, with 4 lines. We know that.
Well, yes,
and they'll have the extra defenseman, who skates by himself on his own line. I like that. It's not a pairing; it's just a single guy.
He's
right?
just hanging out. He's just there.
He's just floating around there. You and I were on the same page there. The thing about this Dallas team, again, they will not allow any room or space. So I expect this to be tightly contested. They're not going to give a lot of space, a lot of room to VGK. I think that these two teams are a little bit of the same in that neither team can beat the good teams. Dallas is going through that right now. They can't beat the teams that are really good. VGK has struggled with the good teams, the better teams, the teams from the East, and all that too. So I think that is a factor. They had lost 3 of 4 before their last victory here for Dallas. And since DeBoer became Dallas's head coach, they have not registered a 3-game losing streak in regulation losses. I found that stat, a little gem there for you.
That's pretty cool. Are they're not close
10,
to that? No, they're fine. Okay.
10-4-1 in their past 15, fourth in goals against 2.50. It's going to be stingy tonight, and there's not going to be a lot of room. Not a lot. And they're both going to be trying to battle each other to keep the other team on the outside. That's a Pete DeBoer special there, and that's what Cassidy did last night in St. Louis.
We know who Pete DeBoer is as a coach, right? Happy-go-lucky Pete DeBoer. Not much can piss him off
unless you're Robin Leonard.
I was going to say, unless what is it? Cower, the writer who used to be on like Pardon the Interruption and stuff like that, and Around the Horn. He asked a question, I think, during one of the pressers where Tim Cower, right? Tim Cower, I think is his name. If I got his name wrong, I'm sorry, but he asked DeBoer a question, and DeBoer dropped an F-bomb, I think, and it pissed him off. It was actually pretty funny. You're going to write whatever the F you want or something like that, he said about him, because he hadn't been around whatever. Moving on from that. DeBoer is a good coach. DeBoer will do very fine in the regular season. And I question personally DeBoer's ability to win a championship and make the necessary changes. His good buddy Paul Maurice finally did that, so maybe DeBoer is going to learn something, and we'll see. But for now, it's going to be a tough out for the Golden Knights tonight on a back-to-back with a lineup missing at least William Karlsson, possibly Brett Howden, obviously Cole Schwindt. Cole Schwindt's important, but not nearly what Karlsson and Howden bring to the team. So tough spot for Vegas tonight. I don't like the situation, but I think last night's game against the Blues is a sign of better things ahead.
Coming up next, WTF. It's that time of the week. We'll get to that as we return right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. From the first whistle to the final drive, FanDuel makes the NFL playoffs even more exciting. That's right, because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win your first bet. That's right, $300 to keep the action going. And the FanDuel app is so easy to navigate. We definitely like all of the props that they list up there on the conference championship games. It's already that time. And after this weekend, a couple of weeks, and we're talking about the Super Bowl once again. When you win, you get paid instantly, and there is no waiting around for all your winnings. And whether you are betting on your favorite team or just looking to add some extra excitement to the playoffs, FanDuel has got you covered. Just visit FanDuel.com and you can join today. Get started with the $300 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable. That's what you are with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. Welcome back on this WTF edition of Locked On Golden Knights. That's how we got to 1,000+ shows, man. Just these weeks just go flying by.
Life.
Yeah, that would be what? How many 1,000 divided by 200 WTFs maybe in the books already? Okay, so it's WTF time. So I have to talk about outside the four nations, right? It's such a hot topic. We really do. We cannot wait for the Four Nations face-off, by the way. Will the NHL be naming an all-star team? Right? I was thinking about this. They should name an all-star. There's no all-star game because of this stinking Four Nations garbage. But they should be naming an all-star team. Even though they're not playing an all-star game, still, they need to name the all-stars, I believe, for the first half plus. And Jack Eichel obviously would be a first-team selection. Pavel Dorofeev could potentially be an NHL all-star because the Ruskies aren't playing, right, in the Four Nations. And so I have to I think that they should name an all-star team anyway, even though there's no stinking all-star game. WTF.
I'll back that up. The Four Nations rosters, for whatever godforsaken reason, got announced around December the 1st, plus or minus, or they were due to whatever it was. It was December
After
1st.
American Thanksgiving.
After American Thanksgiving. Why wouldn't they have waited until January the 1st, which is still 8 weeks out? Obviously, you know my perspectives of the goalie situation. Logan Thompson, the best goalie, not in Canada, but the best goalie in the NHL right now, statistically wise, is not on the Four Nations. So quick WTF right there. WTF. I was drinking my coffee this morning, and it's like this terrible pistachio green color. Here, okay, whatever.
What's
This
in that
cup is-
coffee? Is that
It's
Irish
coffee.
coffee?
No, it's coffee. It's made. This cup is made for a lefty, Tony. Like all you're looking at is here, and I see these words here. I would never buy this cup. It's a cup that my wife got.
Oh, there's something on
It's
the
a
other
thankful.
side.
But
Okay.
it only works if you're a lefty. It's a
No.
cup for a lefty.
They want you to see that.
I don't wanna
When every
see it.
time
No,
you
screw that.
tip the cup there, you need to be thankful, Golick. That's what that's
I
the
am thankful
message
for
of
that
the day.
coffee. I'll fire one more. I got more. I got like 5 or 6 today. But
Did
I'll
you
fire
have
one
any?
more and
Oh,
I'll
that
turn
was
it back.
one. Okay, go ahead. Fire another.
That was
one.
one. The coffee definitely counts.
Coffee counts. Yeah.
So we get dragged on social media at times for some of the things we say, and fine, whatever. It's punches me and Tony are willing to take all day long. Fine, whatever. We put our content out there. You react to it, good, bad, or otherwise, and we appreciate it. Let's make sure we're clear, good, bad, or otherwise. You take a second out of your day to tell us we're full of crap, or to tell us you agree, or to say hi to us, or whatever. It's awesome.
Well, thanks for listening, and thanks for listening.
And always thanks for listening. Please, always thanks for listening.
Thankful. That's what the thankful is for.
Thankful
on your
for
cup.
listening. There we go. But what I will say is I took a victory lap yesterday on behalf of our show and Tony. Number one, again, I'm not happy. No one's happy a player is injured on the Golden Knights. Okay. Yes, Carlson didn't get cross-checked as much as Tony would have liked him to, but we don't want anyone to get hurt. Tony put it out there. Carlson has been struggling. Maybe there's an injury. And this is before the maintenance day-to-day stuff that happened a few days ago. This is before that. Sure enough, Carlson, week to week. I put a weird one out there that I thought at the time was a bit out there, but it made sense. I said, hey, Brendan Brisson, there's a couple players down. Let's get Brendan Brisson back with the Golden Knights. Let's see what he's got. Worst case, he's going to get showcased. Worst case, he gets showcased, goes back to Henderson, whatever. Maybe he does well. Maybe he boosts his value. Maybe the Golden Knights realize he's an asset that they can utilize in games. I put that out there 3 hours before the call was put out there. People would quote tweet me, this is stupid. No, we don't want this to happen. Blah, 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 blah. Well, it happened. Me and Tony got a good vibe on this team, guys. Like it or not, me and Tony do have a good vibe on the Vegas Golden Knights.
But I'm negative.
A good read.
No, I'm negative when I say something is going to happen that fans don't want it to occur.
You picked the Golden Knights last night. You pissed off the entire fan base.
I know. To win. I know. I felt like they would win. Okay.
I don't know how that happened. So WTF, we were right. Deal with it.
Okay, WTF. WTF. Let's get to some of these. Oh, from Amy Brew Knights at Amy Brew Knights. WTF in a good way. Congrats, Chris, on little Chris getting to gear up and get out there for the HSK anthem. That made me smile. Very cool. That is really
out
good.
there with an old Shearwood wood stick that's too tall for him, banging the ice as he's going out there, getting the crowd pumped. And you never know what Chris is
too tall. Golick. Chris too tall. We're going to call him too tall. Hey, so when was this? When did this happen?
Tonight. It happens tonight.
Oh, it's coming up tonight.
Coming up tonight.
Okay, so he's going to be dressed up in his team attire.
Yep.
Goes out for the anthem.
Yep. Ran the blue line with the team.
With the entire team, the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Okay, but no Briso. Briso won't be there.
He'll probably be next to Kira Schmid, if I had to guess.
He'll be next to Schmid, and tell him to tell Schmid to get with it. Okay, if that's me out there, I'd be like, start playing well. That's a good WTF. Our good friend E-Runs. WTF, is there anyone better at having the feel of this team than South Beach? Bruce, only Quinville at the height of his powers with the Blackhawks comes close, in my opinion. WTF. It's a pretty good one. Our good friend, VGK fan in Toronto, that's John Price. He just bought his tickets for Vegas and Buffalo, and then the next day in Detroit. That's a nice little duo.
He's coming down to Vegas, too, in April for the Preds game.
Yeah, for the Preds. That's right. March 15th, 16th, quick weekend trip of hockey. Can't wait to see them roll live. My birthday celebration tour ending in April, the last 2 games.
Double nickel, right? They say 55 years
55
old.
years
Yo,
in
double
April.
nickel. Let's go.
MAC, NV. Cue the cap mob with Wild Bill shutdown incoming. WTF. So, hey, if they
yes
put
and no, it's not that big of a deal.
no, but if
Go
they
ahead.
put Mild Bill on LTIR, they're going to have some cabbage to play with, right?
Well, they have cabbage either way. So right
Okay.
now, if there's no one in LTIR, they've accrued $5 million of
Cabbage.
deadline space. You can't double down. I was wrong on a tweet that I put out yesterday. Someone pointed out, and I appreciate that. I thought it would put the Golden Knights around $10 million to utilize. Not really. If they park William Karlsson, it might affect things hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the Golden Knights are still going to have about $5 million one way or the other at the deadline. So that's something to go. I got a few more here. I'm going to start firing a couple more.
Fire.
Brad Marchand takes off his glove and puts his hand on Nick Cousins' throat. Now, to be fair, I don't know if he was squeezing the guy, or if it was simply, Marchand doing the stupid stuff that I almost said a bad word, the stupid stuff that he does. But Brad Marchand slew foots people like PK Subban, cheap shots, licks players, and now he takes off his glove and puts his hand on someone's throats. How does the NHL let him continue to get away with this stuff? And I'm really curious if this does draw the attention of something. I mean, if they just let this go, like even if it's like that, whatever the minimum fine by the CBA, if it's 14 cents, fine, if something needs to happen. So WTF Marchand, you're an idiot. This Connor McDavid stuff, all these statements that kept coming out, like McDavid gets suspended 3 games for cross-checking someone
because it's rigged.
It's
rigged. Yeah, it's rigged because Edmonton was creeping up on VGK.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Bill Foley made a call. No, listen, Oilers put out a statement. Leon Draisaitl's out there making dumb statements. Corey Perry, the NFL protects Mahomes. The NBA protects LeBron. Like, this is what we love about the NHL. They don't really protect these athletes. It's everyone for them. It's everyone for themselves, whether it's Keegan Colasar or Connor McDavid. Now, flip side, officiating. I heard some stats on the NHL Network. They talk about drawn penalties. I think, and again, if I'm wrong on this, but the numbers are something like McDavid was like in the top 60 last season of drawn penalties. He's all the way down in like the 250s this season or something like that. So there's 250-ish players who have drawn more penalties than the best player in the world. That is a number that is worth diving into. Now, I don't know how skewed these stats are, and like there's a lot that goes into it, but you can't tell me that McDavid doing what he does out there shouldn't be somewhere in the top 40 or 30. And the fact that he's had that much of a variance is alarming to me. So that's why McDavid, WTF rant, a couple right there. Alex Ovechkin, 20 goals away from Gretzky.
Unbelievable.
20 goals away.
An empty net goal.
Oh, who cares? I don't care. And then last one here. So I actually I created a small podcast, by the way.
Okay.
It's on my personal YouTube, Silver State Cards and Sports plug. And I put all my break replays on there. And then, so what happens after my shows are over, I have to go back and sleeve and top load a lot of my cards. I try not to do that during the stream unless it's an expensive card. And last night's show was like about 40 minutes, and it's called While I Sleeve. And literally, I'm like this. I'm just doing my work, taping the cards up and stuff here like this. This is it. Got to put a little penny sleeve on it. Then you got to put a top loader on it, and then this is what I'm doing.
And you're talking about that for 40 minutes?
I'm talking about the breaks. I'm talking about our recap. I'm talking about the hobby. I'm talking about the golden. I'm talking about anything on my mind. Anything.
Okay.
There's not even a napkin for that show, Tony. There's not even a napkin for that show.
That's
and
crazy.
Here I found Igor Shesterkin.
How do you do a show?
Anyway.
Oh, Igor.
So, but point being is, it was about 42 minutes last night. And you know why I do it? Because I'm selfish, because it helps the time go by. I've been in my chair for 5 hours doing a stupid show. And then now I got to stream and I got to do this for another 45 minutes. So it helps it go by fast. Long story longer, I'm gabbing, I'm yapping, talking to myself. I feel like I'm making some good content for people to check out later. Some name, I don't even know who this person is. Hey, your audio's not on.
whoa.
Open my OBS. Oh.
I think you just said Friday.
I said
Friday.
I said.
That's okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
had more money.
I need to hire a sound engineer.
Okay. One final WTF here from our good friend Charlie Fuller. This may not look good Friday morning, but right now the playoff odds for Ottawa is triple that of Columbus, 60% to 20%. WTF is up with the playoff odd calculator sometimes. They seem to have at least one glaring problem every year.
They changed their
WTF.
algorithm. I know that. They changed
There's
good or
something.
bad, they
There's
changed the
something not
algorithm.
right. Probably bad. I don't understand some of their playoff odds.
The Golden Knights numbers like doubled to win the Stanley Cup with the new algorithm. I know that.
Yeah, pretty interesting, right? What are they now? About 3 or 4 on that? Where were
I
they
thought they were
ranked?
in the 7 or 8 percentile.
A 7
So
or 8.
whatever that equates to as far as overall, I don't know, but
Okay.
I
We
think they're still
appreciate
number
everyone.
one, unless
Yep.
something changed. Sorry, take us home. Let's go.
We got to get out of here. We're way
No,
over.
let's stay. It's fun. At least our microphones are on.
Garlic, like you always turn off your mic. We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers. Thank you so much. He only jumps in there when he has the game time rip there. Of course,
Game time.
don't forget on Monday, we'll have recaps for you and talk about the week ahead. For my man, Chris Garlic, I'm Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please take care. Take care.